Welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm back from Texas. And I tried to do a video Monday, but I just felt like I was pushing it, I guess. I didn't know, so I just kind of waited. And then, of course, I was going to do a video on Tuesday, and then they had the January 6th commission. And I also had a friend who, is feeling the energy. She probably doesn't understand it, but she's feeling the energy. So she's kind of losing it with her emotions. And so I took her up into the mountains. And the only thing I know the best to do is allow nature to heal her. And so I took her to a little river. It's called the Smoky Hill River. And we pulled over, and she was able to lay in the water and have the water run over her. We had the sun element, we had the water element, we had the wind, we had all of it, the earth. And she definitely felt better after that. And it came to mind as I was sitting there and talking to her while she is laying in the river and having the water rush over her, is I bet you anything that's what in Jesus Christ or whatever they called the baptism, I bet you anything that's what they were doing back in the days. They knew the power of the healing of the earth, and that is why they call it reborn, or they were just healing people from nature. I thought, very interesting, Sheila, is that I am 100% positive that Jesus and all of his people were like us. And that was the reason why they didn't care for us, is because they saw the power from within. And they wanted the power to be with them, not with us. Something to think about, everyone. Anyhow, so I am here to do some remote viewing, and yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, I just wanted to give a little update and some statistics about the January 6th investigation of all of the people who were at the Capitol. And I just come across this little figure, which the amount of people has changed. It keeps on going up. The amount of people, as of 2 days yesterday, 874 people have been charged as of 2 days yesterday about the being at the Capitol and for the insurrection. And the key figures is 140 prosecutors have worked on the investigation. Over 20,000 investigators have gone through more than 20,000 hours of footage. So they're continuing on with that and catching them. 165, at least 165 pleaded guilty, most to misdemeanors, but 70 of them have been sentenced. So 70 out of them have been sentenced. It's not, I think it should be higher, but they're still ongoing. And 30 have received prison time. Others got probation. So they're still working on it. I wish that number was higher, but what can you do? So my first remote view is with the FBI. I want to kind of see how that is going and how those investigations are going. I just wanted to kind of jump in and see what's going on. So give me a sec here. Take a deep breath, and here we go. Oh. So the first scene that they showed me first up was the sun rising. So I think that's probably metaphorically, as the sun rises, the more they're seeing and the more they're connecting. So that's good stuff. So what else you got? They literally just told me that they're not only finding the people who were at the insurrection, that they are tentacles are out on other crimes. Like all these other crimes are not being reported because they're not connected, but they're arresting people for other crimes, like child this, or YouTube sensitive. So what I'm trying to say is that there are other crimes. So they're finding all of these. That's interesting. Okay. So the mesh. So they're showing me a great big huge mesh, like a net, I guess is what it would be, something that is in front of them. So it's like the guys over here, and they're holding this mesh up. And so they're going, I don't know why they just showed me that, but it's also in red. Remember, I've been seeing those red and yellow, like the veins are red. This mesh is also, the mesh is red and it's behind a yellow color. All I can do is tell you what I see. I have my colored book here, so we'll look at the red and the yellow. So here's the scene. They have the mesh, then the line of the FBI guys that are going forward, and they have like another line turned around because the FBI are also getting tons of threats, and they're also investigating the threats. That's interesting. So they're looking forward and looking backwards. Trying to get them out of that scene. I mean, that makes sense that this is still their ongoing investigation, but I'm trying to get them to go forward a little to see. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you another scene that they just showed me. So they're like a whole bunch of people standing on top of a mountain. And the FBI undercover is climbing that mountain. And these people are so unaware of the FBI inching towards the top of that mountain where all these people are standing and communicate, you know, they're so unaware of the investigations coming towards them. That's good. And they just showed me one of the FBI's getting to the top, grabbing an ankle and pulling one down. And all the other people are like, what happened? Where did they go? Oh, well. And then another one gets pulled. Bam. And they're like, oh, what happened? Oh, where'd they go? Oh, well. I mean, they're oblivious. Huh. And they just showed me the scene where they pull the person down and they're handing them down to the next FBI, to the next FBI, to the next FBI, and all the way down the mountain. And the people that they're pulling down are, just tell you what I see. Okay, I'm gonna come up out of that. So they're doing it. They're doing their job. They're working on it. And the thing I got out of that most with that remote view is the people who have done all these crimes are oblivious. They honestly think everything is okay and everything's good to go, and the government, you know, their people that they have been communicating with are going to save them. Everything's fine. Oh, I have my colored book. So let's look at the color on that, and then I'll pull some cards. La, 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 la. I gotta search for it. That's why I'm singing to you. La, 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 la. I just wanted to see which. Aries is red, so it's an Aries energy and a Sunday energy, if anybody understands a little bit about that. And also the red means chariot, so that's something moving along, moving forward. Red is chariot. Okay, now let's go to the actual. There it is. Okay. So what I have here is yellow. So yellow's right up off the bat. Says you should use yellow if your goal related to study or other intellectual pursuits. So yellow means pursuit. Okay, now I know. Yellow means pursuit. So let's go to red. Red, you should use red if your goal related to courage, strength, sex, major changes. Men should use red if, if they have sexual problems, but red for goal related. So that makes a little sense now that that mesh was red and yellow. I learn something new every day. All right, now a card. See? Always be open to learning. Always, always be open to learning. And I'm using these cards again. I'm sure somebody found them. I really don't remember. I have a bad habit of that. Finding cards, throwing away the box and the instructions, and just using them. Although I do have a whole bunch of them with their boxes. Here we go. What is up? A card of being. Feed the flame and it will burn, a star for its allotted term. So that kind of makes me think that they're being fed, the money, the resources, everything that they need to pursue what they need to do. The second one is a card of control, a magnet front, the wild within, but which will lose and which will win. So they're battling. They're battling. All right, very cool. I also wanted to share with you guys something. I received this called a tiny pantry. I don't know if you follow Isabel page on YouTube. She is this young lady right here. As you can see, this young lady right it's backwards right here. She has a YouTube channel called Isabel page, and she is this most awakened young lady. I love watching her. You have to go and find out her channel. She has like a little house and she has this land and she grows vegetables, and she is a vegan cook or a vegan chef, I guess is what you would call. She's not like professional, but everybody, she's been doing a lot of recipes on her page, on her channel, and so everybody wanted her recipes. And so this right here, I just got it. I am not vegan, just to let you know, but I watch her do it and I want to have a lot of her recipes because they look delicious. And everything she does is, including clothes, she weaves her clothes, some of her clothes, she does that and sews, and she's really in the basics. And she does everything organically. It's incredible. So go to her page or her channel, order her recipe book if you're really interested in some wonderful recipes that could help you. I mean, she has here where you do your own cashew sauce, your lemon sauce, dressings and sauces. Great stuff. Go check it out. I know that Roe v. Wade was overturned. I've done a few remote views on that, and to be honest with you, it doesn't look good at this point in time. I can just tell you a little bit of it. I don't know how much, YouTube is going to tolerate it, but when I go into a remote for Roe v. Wade, it's literally covered in red. And it's not allowing me to get past the red. Now, the red could be this extreme anger, whatever that red could be, women, whatever it is, but I cannot get past that red veil. So maybe there is another remote viewer out there that's able to get past that, but that's all I'm seeing at this point in time. It's almost like the chips were thrown up in the air and they haven't fallen yet. For somebody like me who reads energy to really read it. So I'm going to wait a little while before I do an actual remote viewing on the Roe v. Wade and the pro-choice and, you know, all of that movement, because I just don't think it's all the pieces are in place yet to move forward. They're still working it out. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. Okay, so Lauren Boebert, she won her primary. It's just unbelievable. And she's having problems at her restaurant. Apparently, the landlord says, you can't stay here anymore. We don't like you. In the short, they're kicking her out. They won't allow her to re-up her lease on her restaurant. So at least that's something. However, she did win her primary, which really frustrates me. So I'm going to go and do a remote view on her. My cards have always said that she will not go through, but I'm getting nervous, right? Because she won her primary. So let me take a deep breath and I'm just writing it down so I don't remember. And let me see what I can see. Okay, the first scene that I'm seeing is her walking around along the ground. Looks like pasture. It doesn't look like there's any buildings around. And she has stakes in her hand and a mallet. And she puts a stake in, bam, 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 bam. And she pulls out another one out of her satchel and she's bam, 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 bam. So she's going along and there's a whole bunch of stakes that she's pounding into the ground. What does that mean? They just keep on showing her doing this. So I'm just waiting for them to give me some more information about this. So I come up out of that and now I see her walking along a dirt road, just literally walking along a dirt road. Does that mean people are driving by her and she's like, hi, yeah, it's me, it's Lauren, hi. Then they just showed me a scene where somebody tried to run her over and she gets into the ditch and she comes up, wipes herself off. Oh, that one's a little mad. Oh, that makes me so happy you're mad. Okay. Move me forward. She's just working it. Okay, I'm trying to get her back in front of her people. So they just showed me her up on stage and then an audience. But as I look out into the audience, they're all like gray-haired older people. And these people are like popping and disappearing. Like somebody's popping a balloon, and they're disappearing and they're disappearing. So her audience is getting less and less and less. Like she won her primary because only the Republicans in that area voted. And that's why it went through, but it's less and less and less. which is interesting. Okay, I'm coming out of that. I'm not sure why it's so difficult right now to assess her and to get into her energy, but I think all I'm doing is tapping into her trying to win her next election. Like she's really campaigning right now. So that's really tough to not do, get her to find out and see what's going on. So let me pull some cards on Lauren Boebert. Card of Conjunction. Some will see good fortune, while others will see a curse. The cat herself remains unhinged. A cat no more, no worse. The black cat, you can see this card. Why is it so hard to do that? Anyways, so the black cat, let's see, let's go on. This one here is a card of command. Maybe that's what the stakes were when she's pulling in the stakes. She's commanding the separation. She's building her own wall. Sorry, the doggies. One can be heard above the roar that knows no censoring and will not temper volume with the art of listening. She's the loudest, she's very loud. One more to see. A card of commitment. True love is absolute, for when measured in degrees, love becomes a weapon and a constant tease. Isn't that interesting? That kind of reminds me of the abuse, right? She has these people who are for her. Now she can manipulate them. Now she can get them to do what she wants them to do. Now she can tell them any tall tale because she's out there saying that the separation of church and state is a BS thing. It's not supposed to be that way. So now she's manipulating them because they love her. Okay. Okay, so now let's do Jeffrey Clark. Jeffrey Clark is the one that Trump wanted to appoint as AG so that he can do his bidding, to where the January 6th commission had some of the FBI guys that were there. Can't think of their names. Why can't I think of their names? Because I'm doing a video. Anyhow, they wanted to quit if Trump put this guy in. So I want to do a remote view on Mr. Jeffrey Clark because they also raided his home and also had a search warrant to get his phone. So I really want to see what they got. I want to see if I can get any information about that and then throw some cards. Of course, it was Rassenberger and Donahue and all of that were testifying that day about this guy. So let's get to Mr. Jeffrey Clark. All right, here we go. Wow. Okay. So what they're showing me is, have you ever seen those little clouds above somebody's head? They're showing me him sitting there with a pen, looking up and thinking like he is dreaming of the plot, dreaming of the situation. It's almost like he created this scenario for the FBI and for Trump to win the election through the FBI. So he was the mastermind behind that portion of the attempted coup. And the cloud, the rim of the cloud, it's like flaming fire. But the cloud is in fire. As in the worst evilish plot ever, and he was creating it. He they're showing me if he would have gotten in, they're showing me like a wall. Like if he would have gotten in, he would have put a wall up against anybody that was there, and he would have acted all alone. So seeing what else they know. Trying to see the phone. So I see names coming up. Giuliani is one name. Meadows is another name that's on this list. There is Don Jr. on this list of everybody that's on his phone, like list of names. Who else? Okay, I don't know. They just literally, they didn't give me his name. They literally listed Proud Boy on the list. Proud Boy on the list. Marjorie Taylor Greene on that list. They keep showing me a picture of a man that's kind of like dressed in dark clothes, and he has a mask on, but it's one of those skull masks with sunglasses and a hat. They keep on showing me this guy connected to the Proud Boys. I don't know where this guy is coming from. But they're showing me this masked, unnamed man. And this unnamed man, it's like a Rolodex that they're showing me, like millions, like thousands of phone calls and text messages and phone calls. And Clark was working for this guy. That's what they just told me. Okay, so now this has morphed into doing a little bit of insurrection against this guy, this Proud Boy, unnamed guy. And he has a rope that he's holding in his hands that are connected to everybody, and he is throwing it around like he's maneuvering it. This is really weird. Like he's the one like puppeteering everybody and everything. Okay. They just showed me the FBI is on fire running to him. I don't know what that means, but they are running to him like they're on fire, like they're not burning up, but they're like fire coming from their feet, fire coming, and they're running towards this guy. And they slowly start to surround him. Oh, okay. They're starting to slowly surround that guy. Interesting. Okay, I'm coming out. Wow. That's just going into Jeffrey Clark. Okay, let's throw some cards on that. I hope YouTube doesn't take this down. Sometimes when I put a video up, it takes hours for YouTube to check it. At least they're earning their keep. Okay, Jeffrey Clark. Let's throw some cards on that. See what's going on. The card of control. A managed front, the wild within, but which will lose and which will win? Fighting that battle, you know, like the Game of Thrones. What's the next one? A card of security. Ooh, Jeffrey Clark may be going to prison. Card of security. A fine abode. See my dyslexia. A fine abode, but will it be a home or a penitentiary? We got the same card as Mr. Trump did. One more for good measures. A card of pride. What you value first, which is money, power, and prestige, right? That's what they value first, not us, but power, property, and prestige. First and last should not be in your looking glass. So that's what they have looking back at them, is their greed for power. And that is what their downfall is. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, I think that's enough for today. That was a lot. The last one was pretty impactful. Also, I'm doing a video with Adam from Stargazing Astrology. You'll be able to see that tomorrow. He's going to give us an update on what the planets are doing. I mean, they're all in line. All the planets are in alignment. It's pretty powerful. So anyways, I look forward to that. And I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. And keep on keeping on. Don't give up. Stay and fight. Vote. Yeah, all that good stuff. Bye, everyone.